Hello, my name is Kevin Shi, and I'm here to reflect on some assignments I did in the second 6 weeks. But first, let me introduce my research topic. My research topic is minimizing waste, specifically a plan to minimize waste. Preferably, this would be around a 5-step plan that anybody could follow and would drastically decrease a person's ecological footprint. Something I had to consider was, since pollution is so broad, I could not hope to encompass all aspects of it into my plan. So I decided to focus more on the agriculture aspect of minimizing waste. Naturally, I would need some research to back this up, and I had some one-pagers due. So I turned to JSTOR and EBSCO. I had never used JSTOR before, so I didn't really know what to expect. I also didn't know how much information there would be, as I did not think that people commonly wrote about the agricultural impacts on pollution. However, when I typed in agriculture and minimizing waste, thousands and thousands of articles came up. I was pleasantly surprised at the amount of information available to me about this topic. I also like how one-pagers have you examine many different aspects of the source, such as the credibility of the source and any new questions you might now have after reading this article. The first article I read was about organic farming. The author explains how organic farming is more energy efficient than non-organic farming because of its use of compost and organic fertilizers instead of pesticides. The author also thinks that the difference in production between organic and non-organic farming is nearly negligible. However, that raised some questions because they did not specify if the production was done at the same amount of time. What if organic farming was slower? The article also does not look at any of the negatives of organic farming. So if I were to look at this further, I would need to look at negatives, plus more positive than just the one the author gave. The next article was meat and the meat industry's impact on phosphorus. Phosphorus must be mined, as you can see here, and which is a very labor and machine intensive activity. It's usually used in fertilizers to feed plants, which means vegetarian diets do have impacts on phosphorus, but not nearly as much as meat diets because the inefficiency between feeding the plants to the animals to the humans, which is usually about 10% which only usually transfers about 10% of energy from plants to animals, and then 10% from animals to humans. This becomes a problem when you look at phosphorus's impacts on the environment. Phosphorus in soil can be easily washed away by runoff, going into bodies of water where it can disrupt marine ecosystems. This raised some questions for me because I decided I would probably need to look at more than just phosphorus impacts of the meat industry, although this was a good start. Another thing I could probably look at is the fossil fuel impact from the meat industry because of all the shipping and handling and transportation that is required to transport the meat all over countries. This project helped me see the importance of research and not just relying on background knowledge, as research helps give credibility and gives you more information to work on, such as the energy efficiency of organic farming and the impact the meat industry has on phosphorus. This also showed how much I could do with agriculture, and there are still more things to look at other than the meat, phosphorus, and the organic farming, such as the processing foods and the plastic wrapping that foods are often wrapped in. This has been a quick look at the assignments in the second 6 weeks.